So like we usually do, when we bring a problem, we also bring solution. We're going to play Nina's, this time is audio because it was in Clubhouse. We told you that every Tuesday there's Clubhouse session where Brother Tony himself educate our people, talk to our people, and tell them what they need to know, what they must know, and what they must do, and how they need to do it. So please pay attention. We play it. It's long, then we break it and then explain to you. Listen very well. Thank you. It's audio, so we need people to just pay attention. Continue to share, like, and subscribe because this information has to get out. Thank you.
You see, Nigeria has dwelled so much, so long in evil that the proprietors oftentimes forget that there are forces higher than human in charge of the affairs of men. And so, every now and then, they come face to face with the nemesis of what they did yesterday. What is going on now in the tax reform that has become a fight to finish between the members of the Alliance of 1967. This is one of the rare occasions where all their options are bad. They're not going to find common ground because their interests are mutually exclusive. There's also matters of existential threat in which if one side does not find a resolution to the situation that has arisen, it will be costing them their very existence as they know it. There could be potential, like Nigeria has had potential from beginning, which has not been realized. Oh, no place is poor, no state is poor. Wonderful. But why have they remained this poor? All the while, with all the potentials underneath that have not been tapped. Nigeria imposed an anti-development unitary constitution, an anti-innovation arrangement, an anti-progress, everything that will make you build up your environment, your country, your region is rendered impossible by the constitution they chose. Why did they choose that constitution? Because it was convenient for them to encircle the economic assets of one part, beat down the people, and it became the property of federal government. The federation died. You imposed an illicit federal government that had been the exclusive business of the two sides to that alliance. And that was why we selected this broadcast to provide evidence to those who may be listening that it is a clearly designed exclusionary measure that the federal government, the Federation of Nigeria, will be under the exclusive control of members of that alliance of 1967 that had to beat down Eastern region to be able to take the assets of Eastern region as federal government assets, which became the only means of livelihood, the means of sustenance for the union. And so, having taken it for this length of time, having rendered that Eastern Nigeria practically unlivable, yes, you may go to Port Harcourt, you may go to Warri, but But there's also a Nugu and Aba and Onitsha and Nnewi that should have been, if not for what Nigeria did in that space. Nobody will know when, as you pass Benin, heading to Asaba, you won't know when you get to Port Harcourt, from whichever side, because it will have been development and development. It will have been just like another Lagos in which you are traveling from Ikeja to Ekpe, you know. But what did Nigeria do? Shut down everybody, cut down everybody, destroy the infrastructure. Is it not the same Atlantic water that flows all the way through? Why are the people who are generous? Because now they call it a fancy name. It is that restructuring. It is that constitutional reconstruction of Nigeria that they've been trying to evade that has come to meet them at an inconvenient juncture in which they can no longer postpone it. And if they try to solve it in the Appian way they are trying to do, because the better thing would have been to go to solve the entire thing. If Tinubu is hoping that he will, by that constitution they all imposed, hang on to the oil and gas assets of Eastern Nigeria, and then turn around to take 60% of all of what is now accruing in the form of VAT, in the form of company taxes, in the form of all the other revenue, the port monies, custom duties, and all of that. Let him be reminded. Let the loafers that hang around him be reminded that it was that alliance that shut down the eastern half of southern Nigeria. There's something they call Eastern Economic Corridor that was shut down at the commencement of the war in 1967. As I speak with you, that Eastern Economic Corridor has not been opened up. That's why the ports, about 3 ports that should have been functioning there, Port Harcourt port was there, the One export processing zone came to join it. The Calabar port there would have been the way nature made it. If you sweep down from Obudu, going all the way down to where the Atlantic, you will see that it will have been the most functional deep natural port, the natural deep port. That is nature dropped the rock into the sea in some place. That means you only need to do just make sure you do the drainage, clear whatever sand made. But so all these things were locked down. Then everybody had to come to Lagos. All the companies had to be headquartered there because you destroy the infrastructure on the other side, destroy the environment, destroy the electricity, destroy the roads, destroy the railway, and you force everybody to one corner. And then you turn around now to want to seize, while you are still holding on to the one you seized by constitution. Okay, VAT is a consumption tax. For the senators that are running their mouths from that part, VAT is a consumption tax. What about the production tax? What about the production side? Because it is in that production that you have to go back to the derivation. If you want derivation for VAT, 60% derivation for VAT. What is the argument? What is the case for not wanting derivation for production tax? Because that is what the oil money that they are sharing in Abuja is. And so the north of turning Bayelsa oil into Jigawas, almost to the exclusion of the owners, is now holding the short end of the stick when they are co-traveler in that evil alliance that has brought Nigeria to where it is, because it is that alliance, it is in the wisdom, let me not call it foolishness, it is in the wisdom of that alliance to lock down its most productive parts in order to steal and share oil money, that they rendered the country unworkable. The unitary constitution that conceptualized everything, 68 items of exclusive list, is like being tied up into 68 places. One on the leg, the other on the other leg, hand, waist, neck, blindfolded. That is what that 68 item exclusive list is. Why can't we accept that this whole thing is not working?
We'll break it and then we'll continue. Sister Mona, I don't know if you are around, if you want to add anything. Why can't we? You see what we're saying, like somebody stabbing his or her foot. You lock down the most viable segment of your existence. And then it's like you enter a vehicle, put it on stop, put brake on it, step on the brake pad, and tell people to push you forward. That is what we are doing in Nigeria and all other colonial other places where they have a colonial system, francophone, or the whole Africa. And we are telling our people that it is intentional. That's the model of colonialism and neo-colonialism. They will call it one name or the other. They will come under one thing or the other, and they will make you think that you are existing in democracy. But you are not in democracy. Your land is still locked up. That is why you are so incapacitated. While we break this thing down, we know that they made our people sometimes to have what we call attention deficit. You are telling somebody this is the problem. You say, no, I don't see it. It is all part of the destruction. We know here, we talk a lot about why they use religion to distract you. The religion they brought for you is not to teach you God. Your ancestors already knew God. They were already interacting with God. That's why they got so much inspiration to do so many things that you see and baffle. Like you see and like, wow. So we knew God in Africa already. The religion of the white man, the religion from Arab world, they did not bring God to us. It was intentional to distract us, to make us go in circles. And that's why you see there's so much hatred, so much insensitivity to human feeling. Because everyone has been reduced to the floor. Survival of the fittest. Anything happening, I have to survive first. I have to eat, I have to chop. You don't care about whether your friend, your neighbors, what is happening to them. You don't care. You just want your own. So they made people become so selfish. And that's what happens. There's a triangle we call a hierarchy of need, Maslow's hierarchy of needs. When you are the base of that triangle or base of that pyramid, the thing that will matter to you is survival. Let me chop first. Because your basic need, air, food, just let me chop and be alive. It's only when you get to the top, you start talking about self-actualization. So that they intentionally reduced us. And that was what we're saying. That we need to fix the system first. It's not your brother, your sister, or whatever. No, we need to fix the system first.